11 is very important. It's an introduction to VCE. It's your first kind of experience. It's your first kind of, you come in touch with it and realise, you know, the nature of it and how kind of scary and daunting it can be. But at the same time, it is still a learning experience for me. In Year 11, equal emphasis, equal weighting on all your subjects, regardless of whether they're Year 11 or Year 12, and I certainly took that on board, and that was very important because this year I'm very thankful for, you know, the likes of chemistry methods and the work I put in those subjects in Year 11. They've certainly given me a strong grounding for this year in Year 12.
Completely different approach. I think from memory, Year 10 was the first year of bells for us, and so we went from the high distinction and also stuff back to the A to E system, and having to work in Year 11 with an SRN approach rather than A's plus really meaning what?
I'm doing methods and I'm doing further maths, and I can say that the course from Year 11 to Year 12 is a minor extension, so they're very similar, and it will really only an advantage to you if you have a firm grasp of your Year 11. And in English as well, it's pretty similar as well, chemistry and accounting, so I can say all the subjects I'm doing this year, Year 11 added a whole lot.
I think the trick is to find time in each day when you know that you're going to sit down and work, and it doesn't really matter how long it is, and it's usually better to have a shorter time rather than a longer time to sit down and study. And my sort of mantra has always been to, you know, study smarter, not harder, and the trick is to do a short amount of work but do it well, and that will tend to work well when you're trying to.
With business, there's a lot of reading that you have to do for it. So the way I found was most appropriate for business was to apply it to real life situations, because you can use companies, organisations, and put it into the information, and that way you'll learn real life stuff as well as you learn in the course. So I found that really helpful.
In my art subjects, like politics especially, is to go through the study design and read a lot of broad material on the subject, that as much as you can find, and then take the information relevant to the study design and synthesize your own notes on those particular areas of study.
One of the things that I found was really effective was going through your books, and you should always take notes earlier on as opposed to leave it to your exams and then start taking notes.
And it's important to plan pretty much everything you do. I mean, you can do things from planning your week. I'm going to go out on Saturday, I'll study hard on Sunday, etc. But even vague things like that, you probably need to be more specific. And what I found very useful is to plan your work for the next day.
With languages especially, I think it's really important to do constant study, even if it's just a little bit each day.
I'm the kind of person that if I sort of just sit there writing notes over and over again, it doesn't really embed very well and I don't really understand it. So I often talk to other people about it, I ask questions. What else do I do? I research a lot of stuff. I mean, sometimes in class the detail that you cover a certain material is often not enough for me to understand it. So I go home, and if I'm confused about, say, something like in psychology about visual perception, I'll go up and look at online stuff, or go read a book to just further my understanding of it.